Hello and welcome to this video, which is the first in a kind of series I'm going to do. I don't know how many videos I'm going to do for it, but where I'm just going to be playing some old Flash games, which, they mean quite a lot to me, because obviously back then I didn't have a console, so these were the only games I was able to play. Anyway, I'm basically going to just show you in this one how to download some stuff, because at the end of the year, as you may or may not know, Adobe is going to be stopping all support for Flash Player, and I'm assuming most browsers are too, so I don't know how difficult it will be to download them after that happens. So I've already downloaded most of my favourites. I thought I'd do this just to remind anyone or show them how they can do it themselves. And another thing that I think you should definitely get is the Projector Content Debugger. This is the official Adobe website. I'm going to put a link in the description, which is basically it's kind of like a standalone player. You know, it just plays Flash games. You don't need to do it in your browser, because obviously when browsers stop supporting Flash, it may get tricky. You know, unless you start downloading old browser versions, it's going to get hard to play your Flash games. So yeah, third one down if you're a Windows user, second one if you're a Macintosh user. Linux is that one, I assume. But you don't need to. It doesn't set up anything. You don't need to install anything. It just, you just run it and it works. It's one of those ones. And once you've got that going, as far as downloading games is concerned, I use Firefox. I don't know if there's a way to do it on Chrome. There might be, but honestly, this is the easiest way to do it. If you don't have Firefox, I recommend you install it, even if it's just for downloading Flash games, and you uninstall it after. I still use Firefox just because I used to use it so much, mainly because I used to do this stuff. So you go on page info, media, you go and find, sometimes it's best to list it by type. Normally it's at the bottom, because type, it's either object, sometimes it will be embed, EMBED, so it'll be like up here, but normally I find it's object. It depends on the site really, and it will always be .swf, because that's a Flash file, and the file name tends to be the same as the game title. You see here I'm using Super Flash Mario Bros. Because it was the first Flash game I've ever played, actually. So I think it deserves to be our example in this video. So here, you just save as. On some sites it may be a bit trickier, like if you're on Newgrounds or some other sites, you might have multiple Flash objects on the same page, but you can normally tell which one it is, or if not, just there only tend to be 3 max. Just save all of them and test each one, and then when you find the right one, just delete the others. Fairly simple. Most games work just fine when you download them. There's only 2 games that I know of which don't work when downloading. Number 1 being Happy Wheels. Yeah, I've tried that many times, trying to play that in school. Doesn't work. Number 2 being Corporation Inc. That one, it gets to the menu screen, but you can't go any further because it crashes. Yeah, I used to download lots of Flash games like this, because if you had a memory stick, you could still play them at school, because obviously usually all the Flash game websites were blocked, but if you had the SWF file, you could still play it. All you had to do was open it up with Internet Explorer, because every school had Flash installed. They couldn't really disable that, because a lot of websites use that. Although I'd imagine they don't use it now, because obviously Flash is kind of obsolete. So yeah, that's how you that's all that really needs to be said for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments.